Yeah, go, hang on, 1 second. Yeah, I just wanna do a full-on overview here. This one, so this one's definitely, this one's leaking, but it's like not super intense on that one, but it is leaking out over here, so I'm not seeing bubbles. But this one over here seems like a bird. Literally is that way. It'll get up to like 10,000, and it's bubbling. So. No way.
What's that?
It's like connected to. Oh, that's not even connected to that. All right, we're good. We're good. Come out.
No, I think at least the back screw needs to come out.
Gotcha. It's not like a slide down kind of thing. You're probably right. Yeah, you were right. Cool. Let's see where those go. All right.
Take that.
Very small. Maybe 15, 20 pounds at best. So yeah, unfortunately the thermistors don't come with the new ones, so we're literally gonna have to pretty much pull these guys out and put them in there. Into those ones, they only came with this thing, which I think is just the EEV EFM. So, cool.
How corroded that thing is.
It's a piece of shit, pretty much. It's like every like.
That's an 87.
Oh no, you're fine. So yeah, see how easy it is to just pull these guys out and put them in their slot. What the? You gotta figure out how to get them out. Maybe get like a little flathead or something. Maybe a skinny one.
Just kind of tap it out.
See if we can. Yeah. Might be skinny enough. But damn. It's fucking in there. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Careful, don't move it around.
Yeah.
There we go. You're not going to feel much. Brazing isn't a lot. Wash your hand. Like, wash your hand. Like, you know what I mean? I can start melting that thing. Is that just foam? Oh, it's just foam, okay. Yeah.
All right, so this is the unit we're working on right now. We have 7 leaking coils. 7. Alex found all these leaks on a previous service call. One of them was leaking significantly worse. So we're gonna replace that one today and just add some charge just to get them by. And then we're gonna quote replacing the other 6 later. The factory doesn't even have 7 of these coils. So yeah, pretty big deal, honestly. It's not a small repair. They had like 4 or 5 other HVAC contractors decline service. So, but it looks like all in all, because this is not all the systems they have. This is 2 systems out of, I think, 2, 4, 2 out of 10. These are 2 of the smallest ones. Most of the other ones have multiple outdoors piped together. And so the only other thing that kind of sucks is we have a branch box that we do not have access to. But they've green-lighted us to just go through the whole building and fix what needs to be fixed. So I told them it's probably going to be in the 6 figures of work, and they said that they would. It is what it is. So yeah, pretty nuts. So no bubbling?
No, nothing.
Oh, look at the light still works.
Steaming a little bit. This was just brazed.
You want to know why I think that these things leak? Is because they use the pumps.
Oh yeah, and
So
water
we get water sitting in the bottom. So on these units, we have the option to use the pump or use gravity drain. In this case, they ran the drain right here, and then it comes down the wall right here, right, Alex? Have you checked?
They should just be going straight to that sink.
Let's see. Yep, there's our drain. So it doesn't really make sense why they would use the pumps, because it adds a mechanical component that is avoidable. Where's the pump at? Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
So you want to put your finger on the pump?
This guy, well, this guy's palm.
Yeah.
And this guy lifts it up.
That's the float switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes up, goes.
So we've added something that essentially makes this thing not work as good. And so I actually already talked with the building and told them that they should redo all these drains to eliminate the pump from the circuit, which in this case would be super easy, because we just, I mean, it's already right there, and then it just goes down and over and there. So this is yeah, they have, how many of these coils do you think they have, Alex?
All together?
Yeah.
Say like, probably over 50. I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least over 50, because there's...
I would say it's probably pushing 100 of these things.
that's what I'm
So,
saying, like-
and I would guess, I mean, we've only leak tested this one system, and 7 out of 9 coils were leaking. So, they've already, yeah, it's pretty bad. This was the main leaker, though. All right, yeah, this thing cleaned out a little bit. Bam, bam, and recharge time. So, this is definitely not the right way to do this. We're just gonna slam a bunch of refrigerant into here. Mitsubishi's not gonna. Mitsubishi, don't watch this.
Mitsubishi who?
Because we're supposed to weigh it out, and weigh it back in, like the whole charge. But we can't even confirm 100% that there's no leaks in this system because we don't have access to the branch box. So I don't want to pull all the refrigerant out and run the risk of like not being able to pull a vacuum. I'd rather leave it without yeah, this is a summertime repair. We'll just put it like that. Everybody who does HVAC in the summer knows. So it's kind of hard to fully gauge. Gauge.
You're funny.
If our charge is perfect, but. And then we need these guys. Yeah. Where do we want this one? This is fine, right? You little bitch. Stay put. Alright, go turn our disconnect on.
turning on. Is that number 5?
It's the one that's off. Really, we're just gonna be trying to keep our suction pressure like at about like 90 to 100 psi and see what that kind of does for us. It will drop down real quick and go off on low pressure if it's low. So just slam some in there. Should take this off.
Take it off?
Yeah. We'll keep our system a little bit warmer. We're gonna put it back on, but keeps our system hotter because it doesn't allow the heat to pull off. And then maybe we won't go off on low pressure quite as fast because our high pressure is too high. It's like we could have like a better charging setup than this, but this is what we got. So today we're at 6 pounds. I think this did the trick.
I think it did, yeah.
But we are still very low. Let's get up to 8 pounds, see what it does. I put this on. All right, look at this. We're not going off on low pressure yet. Now we can let it kind of adjust a little bit. Looks like we're dropping. We don't want it to go off on low pressure. We want it to just like have an extended run time. So if we got to add a little bit more so it really starts getting in the groove of running, then that's what we'll do. These things make such weird noises, dude. I'm like, did it just turn off? Nope, apparently not. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, see, our subcool and superheat still aren't anywhere. It's like, this isn't an exact science because we're not weighing in the charge, unfortunately. We know how much this unit supposedly holds. It's written on it. It's 46 pounds or something. But these pressures are going to kind of go up and down, and we're just trying to get them to a point where, like, before we come back and replace the next coil, it's going to hold for the time being. So the factory does not have enough coils right now in stock for us to order to even do all the work. So if anybody knows what these noises are, I'm
going to ask you. Hold it there. I'll just stop it there.
Yeah, it's actually, we are running pretty hard right now, and our pressures are kind of fluctuating between 100 and 130 psi on the suction side and 300 and 350 on the liquid. Yeah, see, this thing has a long road of service ahead of it, so we're just trying to get it through the rest of summer right now, and I think this is gonna do it. So yeah. Right. So we are finishing up. We're blowing an 18-degree split inside. These are our pressures. We added 16 pounds of refrigerant. This thing reset. So through our kind of ghetto setup here. And yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know if they're gonna hear you that well. You need the mic.
Don't forget to subscribe.